Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a podcast and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from thousands of successful individuals from around the world. I'm your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm delighted to welcome an accomplished educator from Malawi, originally from India, Dr. Narjeet Kaur. Dr. Kaur, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to be here.
Thank
It
you.
is such a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me, giving me a chance to share my views.
Thank you. Uh, Dr. Kaur is the principal of Mount View International School, Malawi in Africa. She's a creative educator, a digital learning specialist, a global education leader, and school head. She's also a Microsoft certified innovative teacher, and a Google certified teacher, and she's an author. So, Narjit, before we talk about Microsoft and education, tell me about your own journey and what took you to Malawi.
Oh, well, yeah. So if I can say my adventure in this realm of education began in, say, 2006, 7,
Mhm.
when I entered the classroom and I was armed with the TTT qualification in English and computer science both.
Mhm.
Um, and kind of enthusiasm that could rival a caffeine-fueled college student also.
Mhm.
But little did I know that I was about to embark on a wild, wild ride. So teaching English and computer science at the same time to the same class in different
Mhm.
periods and different lessons. That was like juggling flaming torches and spinning plates simultaneously. So
Absolutely.
one moment I would be unraveling the mysteries of Shakespeare and Robert Frost and Sylvia Plath and Amrita Pritham, and the next, explaining the intricacies of the binary code. So it
Wow.
was a thrilling chaos, but I loved, believe me, I loved every minute of it. That plan in chaos kind of say that paid up, and I was promoted then to post graduation teacher in English language with a lot of requests to my principal that please do English. I am a PhD holder in English. Overlook all the computer science degrees. That also allowed me to delve deeper into the world of say literature and linguistics and the navigating the dense forests,
Hmm.
I say, of metaphors and syntaxes and such. And then there was a real plot twist that came 8 years ago when I transitioned into leadership roles. And yeah, that was well 8 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, and so you can, Ashutosh, well imagine trading the classroom for a boardroom. It was upgrading from a roller coaster that I was
Hmm.
having in the classrooms to a rocket ship now. I
Hmm.
was not only because steering my own lessons, but I was navigating the entire educational landscape wherever I
Hmm.
was,
Hmm.
transferred to different branches of the same school back in New Delhi.
Hmm.
Then there were moments, uh, I felt that the safety net is falling. But then each stumble teaches you valuable lessons. So
Correct.
as a leader, I have not only have had a joy of shaping individual students, but also the entire educational environment, if I can say. So it has been a dynamic journey of continuous learning and
Hmm.
adapting and thriving, few bumps here and there, few
Yeah.
bruises also along the way, but
Mhm.
then I mean, each of it, each of the pleasure moment, each of happy moment, each of that bump also added to the colorful tapestry of the career.
Right.
So from the again, I say from classrooms to boardrooms, the journey has been really very interesting. A
Hmm.
long road of learning, making mistakes, reflecting, getting recognition, getting a lot of love also on the way from the staff, from the children, from the boards also. So
Hmm.
it was all this is thrill. And then ultimately, when I always feel that my life is settling and have come to a point where I can think of settling and thinking of something different in the same school, I Malawi called calling.
Hmm.
And that is one thing I was very double-minded, but then as you say, adventure
Right.
and the challenge, it took me here. And trust me, this is a beautiful country with
Hmm.
extraordinary people. What a mix of people I have in my school, and I'm loving getting them all. It's a
Wonderful.
lovely, lovely school.
How
So,
wonderful. Thank you. What an
yeah.
amazing journey. And how proud I feel to be able to say that And another Indian is making such a big mark in another country, and this time in Africa. Thank you. So, Narjit, it's very unusual kind of a background, PhD in English, and yet a passion for computers. So, let's talk about Microsoft and Google. You're a Microsoft certified innovative teacher and a Google certified teacher. So, my
Yeah,
first question
I
is,
am.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, yeah. Please continue. Please continue.
So, as a Microsoft certified teacher and a Google certified teacher, what unique skills do these certifications bring to your educational approach?
So, along with being a Google certified educator, I'm also a trainer and
Mhm,
innovator with Google.
mhm,
And I mean, as certified teachers here, or innovator, or a trainer, or an innovator, I
mhm,
think these certifications have really equipped me with a unique set of skills.
mhm,
And I should say not only skills, but say perspectives that have significantly enhanced my educational approach. So the extensive knowledge of interactive, organized digital notebooks, and the tools, adept at becoming adept at using Google's workspace tools, everything that really has allowed me to organize my class, assign tasks better,
mhm,
provide real-time, say, feedback. But something that I have learned and have taught also in the schools that I've given it to everybody is fostering an environment of interactive and collaborative learning,
mhm,
which Google taught me. And that was amazing. That is something that I was really looking forward to. The children on the same, same sheets and same talks and everything. So this combination of this blended learning, say, they empowered me to integrate traditional teaching methods
mhm,
along with the digital tools. And back then, when I started, it wasn't a really a popular scenario in back home in India.
mhm,
It was challenged also.
mhm,
People did not understand that kind of a vision, where you have to have a tech-led school. So, but this kind of blended learning, it created a learning environment that caters to the diverse needs, learning styles, and needs of the children.
mhm,
So it not only engaged the student with giving them material at their own pace and transforming the classroom time into a space for deeper exploration. So the entire pedagogical innovations that came, say with project-based learning, for example, I'm very passionate about it, and I
mhm,
have done a lot of work in this field, and I talk about it a lot also. So this kind of these kinds of projects, this kind of learning, these kind of pedagogies, when you apply them, and I taught my children to apply them in the real world scenarios also, that enhanced student engagement, that made learning all the more relevant. It made all the more meaningful, I must say. So, and these certificates also require ongoing professional development. So, I was also making sure that I was also updating myself with the latest educational technologies and pedagogical strategies. With leadership and advocacy, also, when I came with leadership, it was to equip my mentor, my colleagues, to conduct CPDs also through these tools and everything. So, advocating for the integration of technology in education, this is something that has fostered a culture of innovation in whichever school I have gone. So, I think these certifications have profoundly influenced my educational
oh,
approach.
amazing.
They have integrated advanced technological tools, implementing different strategies. And data utilization, that is something that was very unmined then. Utilizing the data for personalized instructions and engaging in continuous professional growth. I
Mhm.
think they enhance the learning experience
Very
for
well
my
said.
students and my staff as well.
Very well said. Well said. My next question is that, you've told me about the certification. How have these certifications prepared you to pioneer digital education in the countries that you have worked in or are working in?
So, yeah, that's a very good question, actually. The proficiency, or the professional certifications that we call the
Mm,
proficiency in using your office tools and applications and Google tools and Google Workspace for education tools. That has definitely, as I've mentioned earlier, also enabled me to facilitate and organized and interactive learning experiences, streamlining assignments and feedbacks and communication. Now you are working in countries with say which has resource constrained areas as well.
mm,
So you cannot always be talking about uh, about the schools which are rich in resources
mhm,
or which are really advanced where technology is concerned. So I think the entire scenario that I have had with the digital learning, it has equipped me with the knowledge to as I say, use these digital to use effectively,
mm,
also conduct a lot of workshops and professional development. So I believe in one thing, that leave nobody behind, leave
mm.
no one behind. So this has given me a lot of encouragement to foster digital literacy,
Yeah.
which is very, very crucial in emerging countries like Africa, where
Mm,
students need to develop skills that are relevant in the global job
mm,
market, the entire
mm,
market that is there with them.
mm,
So I think when they are solving the real life problems using the digital tools, it enhances their critical skills, but also promotes critical thinking and creativity. The whole talk around the 21st century skills, the four C's there,
mm,
collaboration and critical thinking and creativity. So I think this the whole model has allowed me, my experience in digital world has allowed me to design and implement a lot of blended learning models that
mm,
combine in-person and online instruction,
mm,
particularly useful in the areas with inconsistent internet access as well. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that
mm.
I get good network throughout this talk that we are
Yeah.
having also,
Mm,
because
mm,
that is one problem that we face here. But these little technical glitches here and there, technical, I must say, if we are even wanting in these a few things, still um, this country is beautiful, as I say, and it has given me a lot of um, a welcome and warmth, and my digital what do you call skills and my digital kind of experience that I've had has made me navigate the different scenario that I am in comfortably and given me a lot of strength to do that, because I know I'll be able to do a lot of things
well said.
uh,
Well said.
that I can,
So,
yeah.
Narjeet, based on your vast knowledge of these major tools, what is one point that you can think of, or one tool from the Microsoft and Google suite that you believe is underutilized when it comes to education?
Okay, that is another interesting question. Well, I have also created and done a lot of sessions, a lot of talking around that one underutilized, potentially very, very strong tool. And I love naming it again and again. I have done it with educators
Mm,
around the world, and they will agree with me, which is Google Keep. You know, that is one tool I love, but it underutilized. Despite its simplicity and versatility, it
mm,
is often overlooked as a powerful tool for educational purposes.
mm,
Many educators do not even realize the full range and features and applications that the Google Keep can offer in
mm,
facilitating organization and
mm,
collaboration and productivity.
mm,
It makes it very, very valuable for students and educators alike. So, right from creating an notes to keeping reminders to doing to-do lists to capture ideas. I think it serves as a central hub for a lot of things like managing tasks and information, and
mm,
its ability to integrate seamlessly with other Google Workspace tools like Docs and Classrooms, that enhances workflow efficiency and a lot of collaboration also among students and teachers. So I think it can be used very creatively to support
Mm,
various aspects of student
mm,
learning as well.
mm,
Students can organize notes and ideas and
mm,
references and digital flashcards and group projects and deadlines and reminders to keep them track, not only students but also educators, to keep them on stay on track with the deadlines. So I
mm.
think that is one tool to streamline administrative tasks for educators as well. You can organize lesson plans, manage communications. I can keep talking about these tools. This is such an amazing tool. So it is
Mm.
very versatile, highly versatile, but underutilized tool that has the potential, I guess, to significantly enhance organization and productivity if we are able to use it to its full.
Fascinating. So let me move on. My next question is, how do you balance traditional teaching methods with innovative digital learning applications?
Oh, there has to be something of a balance that we call this traditional teaching models with innovative digital learning approaches. I think that requires an approach that prioritizes students' needs and learning
Mm,
objectives. So it cannot be like this is better or that is better.
mm,
We have to have a perfect balance because students, I believe that kind of a tagline, students come first.
mm,
Whatever we are doing in the classrooms, using tools or chalk and board,
mm,
whatever fits the needs of the classroom, the needs of the children in the classroom is the
mm,
best approach. So at the core of this balance of traditional and digital, etc., is a deep understanding of each student's learning styles, preferences, abilities. By conducting ongoing assessments, gathering feedback, I tailor my instructional strategies. I would request every educator to do that also. Keep in mind the strategies that you are using, tailor your strategies to create a blended learning environment that maximizes student engagement and achievement.
mm,
Be it lecture methods or discussions or interactive digital activities, we all must always strive to provide diverse learning opportunities that cater to the diverse needs of the students. So, in
mm,
integrating my technology in teaching, I'm very intentional and purposeful, selecting digital tools that enhance rather than replace. There is a lot of difference between that, and people keep confusing it. You do not have to replace traditional methods. You
mm,
just have to carefully align your methods, traditional methods, with digital, because these tools are carefully aligned with curriculum standards, learning objectives, all to ensure, say, academic rigor and relevance.
mm,
The relevance is something that is the hub of this talk that we are having. What
mm,
is better? Nothing. The first is not better than the second, or the vice versa, or the latter. It is just what balances the needs of the students,
mm,
what suits them best. So I always aim to create engaging learning experiences that promote active participation, collaboration, leveraging say, simulations, multimedia resources, interactive platforms, all to bring abstract concepts to life. And providing that ongoing support and guidance to the students and colleagues,
mm,
empowering them with confidently navigating digital tools and integrating them seamlessly into their learning and teaching practices. That's my end goal. So, through
wonderful.
continuous reflection, I seek to refine and improve the instructional strategies, embracing innovation while also upholding the foundational principles of effective teaching. We should
Mm,
not, you know, we should not be forgetting that everything, the hub of education is the children. So if we are doing everything for them. So if they benefit from one thing, bring it. You do not have to listen to your gut. You have your own teaching style. Just trust your teaching style to serve your students best,
mm.
whichever way it is.
Fascinating. I have time for two or three more questions. My next question is that given all the amazing amount of knowledge you have as an educator, how do you envision the future of global education and your role in it?
Uh, Oh, well, I envision the future of global education as increasingly, I must say, interconnected, inclusive, and because it is me, it has to be technology driven
Mm,
as well, with
mm,
a focus on, say, personalized learning experiences that empowers learners
mm,
to thrive in a rapidly changing world. As I've said before, also, it
mm,
is all based on what the children need. So, as an educator, always I feel my role in this future landscape is multifaceted and dynamic. I see myself as a facilitator of global collaboration and cultural exchanges, using technology to connect students across geographical boundaries and
mm,
foster cross cultural understanding, maybe.
mm,
And I want to foster a culture of facilitating virtual exchange programs, collaborative projects, multicultural learning experiences. And
mm,
I'm sure coming from India, coming from this continent, and other places that I have worked as expat also as,
mm,
I think the children are going to get hugely empowered to become lifelong learners and innovators, who can adapt to the demands of this ever evolving global economy
mm,
if we take them towards um, common goal, that
mm,
is to empower them. All of us have that kind of role that as we have to take on ourselves. So I can see myself as a catalyst maybe for a positive social change and promoting equity, very important, equity, inclusion, and social justice in education, so I do not lose sight of where I come from. And I really want to believe that equity, maybe talking of inclusiveness and social justice in education, is very important. So,
mm,
by advocating for equitable access to quality education, supporting marginalized communities, and addressing systematic barriers to learning, I think I strive to create the more just and equitable educational landscape where every learner has the opportunity to first learn
mm,
and then to succeed. Both
mm,
are very, very important. So, in essence, I think my vision for the future of global education is one where every learner has the opportunity to reach the full potential,
mm,
regardless of their background or circumstances. One child given preference over other because of the background, that doesn't suit me at all. So, regardless of their circumstances or backgrounds, and as an educator, also, I'm really committed to playing an active role in this, shaping this future, um, with technology, fostering collaboration. I always stress a lot on collaboration and advocating for equity to create a brighter, maybe more
mm.
inclusive world for students to come, for
Fascinating.
generations to come. So, in a nutshell, this is my vision actually
Fascinating.
going moving forward.
Fascinating. And I'm sure you will achieve your vision. And my last question to you, Narjeet, it's about your book. Tell me a little bit about your book. And as a published author, what gaps in educational literature are you seeking to fill with your work?
First of all, let me congratulate you, Ashutosh, for writing fantastic books. I've gone through some and they are very deep, they're very well. I must congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
My books haven't reached that level yet, so I write more about. I have written more about curriculums and syllabus, and currently, I am in the process of writing something that I passionately believe in, and that is addressing gaps in educational literature by focusing on topics that are underrepresented.
Mm,
And also, and one key focus area of my work in that book is the intersection of technology and equity in education, which I have been talking about also now.
mm,
So, I think I will keep on striving to explore how digital tools and innovative pedagogies can be leveraged to promote access of education to all the learners,
mm,
particularly coming from under reserved, and being in Africa right now, I do see that there is a whole section of students and educators who need a new breath of life, if I can say.
mm,
But yes, people do understand the importance of education. I must say they know how important it is to educate their children. So that is one kind of push that you get. You do not have to delve into an area wherein you have to go and explain these things to the people.
mm.
People don't know already that education is one tool that can change their lives.
Right.
And Additionally, also, I seek to fill gaps in educational literature by highlighting the importance of social emotional learning and holistic approaches to education. So my work examines the role of, in the book to come, maybe if I am able to finish it ever, it will examine definitely the role of SEL in fostering student well-being, resilience, interpersonal skills as well, because looking at the screen all the time, being in a closed room with their laptops and their iPads, I think they are losing the sight of interpersonal skills also,
Mm,
having social life, having something to talk about. So I think that also is very, very important, and all the impact of everything on academic achievement and
mm,
long-term successful.
mm,
I really want to contribute to the literature on culturally responsive teaching and inclusive practices coming from very diverse cultures, working with very diverse cultures here and other places as well. So by sharing strategies, case studies also, and best
mm.
practices, I think I seek to empower educators to create learning environments that honor and celebrate the diversity of the students' background, their experiences, their identities. So I would like to contribute a more comprehensive, inclusive body of educational literature that addresses the multifaceted challenges and opportunities facing educators in today's rapidly changing world. I, I really hope to inspire meaningful dialogue, promote a lot of innovation, and maybe ultimately improve the outcome of all the learners.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
that is should be the basis of the
Oh,
book.
wonderful.
I'll send you the first draft. Do have a
Absolutely.
look
I look
and give
forward
me.
to that. But on that note, Narjeet, thank you so much for speaking to me about your amazing journey as an educator. Thank you for talking to me about both Microsoft and Google and how you're using so many of these tools, not just for your own learning, but you're empowering so many other young people and also so many other young educators. Thank you also for giving me your perspectives on education and on teaching. And thank you for sharing with me your vision of where you see education and digital education. I love the two phrases you told me, which are students come first, and the second one, which is so powerful, leave no one behind. Thank you again for speaking to me, and good luck to you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure talking. It's always a pleasure talking about something that you really, really believe in. So this platform provided me that kind of forum where I could talk more about education and my vision. And every educator, I love education, and I really hope that all of us educators, I know they are doing amazing job. I would just get us to be recognized more. That's all we want. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the brand called You.